know. I know. Come here. I know. There you go. Okay, you got it. It's all gone. You had it all. There's a couple ripe ones right there.
Are they ready to pick?
Oh yeah, well one's like a little red, and then the other one's black. Oh my goodness. It is Saturday, no, it's not May 1st. It's April 30th. Saturday, April 30th. Had a lot going on this week. We had the next 2 pigs go to the processor. Again, it's one of those situations where it's part of the process and they belong to somebody else. I know one of the questions that we're asked is why we don't process those ourselves. Some of those are malintentioned. We'll just keep it at that. But here in Arizona, we're not legally able to sell pork in any way, shape, or form if we process it here on the farm. We have processed our own and don't have an issue with that, but we're not able to do that with those pigs. This morning I got some really good shots of a lot of the new growth on the farm. We have one of our pears that's actually fruited. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
I didn't. Oh, you didn't tell me that.
I know.
Which one?
So that one is the Seckle pear, and it has several new small little baby pears on that. Really excited to see whether or not we'll be able to get that to actually get into the fall and ripen up. But we also had our turkeys that were born last weekend. So we actually hatched them out ourselves. We have, what do we have, about half a dozen folks or so that are gonna be buying live poults from us. So that reached out and want to snag a few of those, so that's pretty cool to be able to provide that to some folks here locally. And they're doing really good. In fact, they're starting to get friendly.
They're starting to, yeah, they're starting to feather out really good too. Do you see that?
Yeah,
Their wings.
Got little baby wings on there, starting to climb up on your arm, and you do a really good job of spending time with them, which is really important. This time of year is berry season, so we have our mulberries like we were talking about before. So far we've harvested, estimating the pounds, because it's what, 15? Is it 15 Ziploc bags?
We use the 1 gallon Ziploc bags, and we have 15 of those. Weighed a couple of those, and they're anywhere from like 3 to 4 pounds each.
Yep. So we're estimating we have so far about 45 pounds of mulberries in the freezer. We're eating them fresh. Rosie's eating them fresh. Guys, that is mainly off of the 3 ever-bearing mulberries. They're small fruit. So you figure a 2-year-old ever-bearing mulberry of ours is producing already, not finished yet, 15 pounds of mulberries. One of the berries that we're really excited about is one that's fruiting for the first time, but it's a berry that we had not grown before. It's been in the ground for a couple of years. It's the Columbian Giant, and boy, is it living up to its name. We wanted to give you guys an idea of size and reference. So this would be a Primark blackberry. So it's a very good sized blackberry, super, super productive. It is probably our favorite blackberry for growing here in the Arizona desert, mainly out of sheer production. It tastes great, like a blackberry should. It's nice and firm, sweet, tart combination, a good combination of the two in balance. And size, I'm gonna use a quarter to give you an idea. It's going to be about the size of a quarter. So you can see they're pretty close to that size. Now, these do get slightly larger than this, but that's about average. Now what I want to show you is the size of one of these Columbian Giants. That is one of the Columbian Giants, again, versus the size of a quarter. So a nice, big blackberry. In fact, it's the biggest blackberry I've ever seen. To see one that big on a young vine like this is pretty impressive. What's amazing about this vine as well is how super productive it is so far. Now, not as productive as a Primark, but it has a tremendous amount of fruit on there right now. Whether or not we get fruit that continue to be this size or not, I don't know. But if we do, that may trump that one. We'll see. First thing I think we should do is each try a Primark.
Okay.
So we get an idea, remember what a Primark tastes like.
Okay.
Mine's nice and ripe.
Yeah, you gave me the underripe one. It's still really good though.
I didn't give you the underripe one. Did I?
I don't know.
Maybe. Here, I'm gonna let you try that first.
Ooh.
Totally different flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now before you say anything, this tastes like a different fruit to me. This tastes more like a raspberry.
Yeah.
To me. Would you agree?
It does.
Oh
yeah.
my goodness.
It's not as many seeds.
No, not as many seeds, so it's not as seeded.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my goodness.
But it is more tart.
More tart, and I think I really get kind of a raspberry kind of flavor. Do you?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you've got to be kidding me. And we love raspberries and have struggled to grow them. They grow, we can fruit them, we can get them to fruit.
But not very productive.
But not very productive. But that tasted like a very large raspberry mixed with a blackberry. What the heck? I was not expecting that. So the Primark definitely has more of a blackberry flavor, traditional blackberry flavor. Yeah. But that one, nice and juicy and a lot like a raspberry.
Yeah.
Well, we've got to go harvest some mulberries, as usual. But we also have to get some harvesting done out of the garden beds.
Yeah.
I think we better hit that first because we have some radishes that are way, way ready for us to harvest. The first radish that we're gonna be either harvesting or basically just cutting tops off of is a black radish. Now I wanna thank Martin. You're the one that gave us these radish seeds, I think a couple years ago. We've gotten 2 different crops off of these. So as you can see, the tops grow very, very aggressive. I don't know what we're gonna have underneath as far as roots. Last time we noticed that there was kind of a mixture of nice long tap roots and then a few that were really just kind of skinny and mainly top. But what I want to do is get down a little further, and we have to do something with these. The reason being is I pull this back, beets down there. And the idea behind this was some successive growing here. So we would have these radishes that we would harvest first, and then we would have the beets that would grow into the summer months, and we need to give them some sunlight. You see we got a nice deep taproot here and just a beautiful green on the top. Now we have 2 rows of these in this bed. We want to leave some of these cut off in the bed and then of course harvest the others to utilize for ourselves. Well, that was a little midget one. So that give you an idea of our black radish harvest. They aren't quite as large as the fall radishes that we grew last year, but this will definitely work for us. Now, we will remove most of these green tops, and you'll notice that I have a whole bunch of additional green tops and some of the smaller radishes here. Now, what we typically do with a lot of the radishes is we'll come back through and we'll cut off the tops. So we get a portion of the root itself, cut that off right at the soil level, and then we leave that root in the ground to basically decompose and continue to build the structure of the soil. Come on, piggies. So we started this vlog eating mulberries, and we're gonna finish this vlog eating mulberries. One of the things we tried again today with the mulberry harvesting that we did is using a tarp, and it worked pretty good. And the one thing I'm finding is that the berries that we get with that are a lot of the older, mushier ones that are overripe on the tree. Those seem to be the ones that drop the easiest, not so much like the perfectly ripe ones. And what was amazing and really cool was to see that snake.
Oh.
I was excited about that. So we're over there doing the mulberry harvest, and all of a sudden there's this beautiful non-venomous snake. We get a lot of questions about whether or not we see rattlesnakes here, and we have seen a couple, but we've seen a lot more non-venomous snakes, and we don't mind because they don't harm the animals that we have here, and they are eating mice and rats, which we're gonna have one way or another, but they help us with that problem. So just wanna thank you guys for joining us today, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. If this is the first video you're seeing, this is one of our weekly vlogs where we give everybody an update on what's going on around the farm, but would love to have you as a subscriber. Any questions or comments, please leave those in the comment section down below. And our Amazon shop, I'll leave a link down in the description. That is a free, painless way to help support the channel. If you start with a link down below, it doesn't matter what you buy, you help to support us here. So just wanna thank you for joining us today and remind you, if we can farm on the edge of nowhere,
So can you.
oh, you gotta be kidding me.
That is huge.
Holy, that's what she said.
Oh my goodness, stop. Ooh, I see a really good one, I think, over there.
No, that's mine.
Oh,
Get your hands off.
I see an even better one over here.
That one's mine. That one's mine.
That was
mine.
yours.
That one's mine. That's got my name on it. What are you doing?
What is mine?
Oh. We haven't even started and you're already messing with me. That's pretty impressive. Matt.
We get 15.
One tree, so one of our trees is
Yeah.
producing 15 pounds.
Yeah.
That's
okay. You're right.
45 divided by 3. Okay. Math in the mornings.
I didn't know where you were going with that.
I was going with math. Division. You know, the straight line dot dot.
Yeah, whatever.
Backslash.